Welcome to the clinicalclassroom.com or the clinical teacher if you've come through Teachers Pay Teachers. We're working today on the RIT elaborations and IB abstraction tool for the mathematics curriculum for Common Core. This is a more complex version of some of the generic linear tools that we have. I'm not going to go through the specifics on how to navigate this tool. There is an additional video on that if you're curious. What I'm mainly going to go through is the differences that make this tool unique as opposed to the other three that we have as linear maps for the curriculum. What you'll see in this one is it takes the elaborations that we found from some tools that we found online, and these elaborations specifically give us additional information to expand on what we've been looking at in the Common Core elaboration. And they give us more specific information. By some of them are identical, but for the most set parts, they give us more specific detail. What you can see is these RIT elaborations that we're looking at give us essentially what I consider to be a miniature scope and sequence. You can see it in particular if you look at, for example, this counting one. Common Core says represents a given set of objects within 10. If you look at the elaborations, it gives you a walk up from 5 to 10 to 20. Slightly below the standard, at the standard, slightly above. It gives you a path with which to navigate a depth of understanding, knowing that I'm not just giving you this, and this isn't just where I end, but that I'm also moving towards something greater. The benefits that you start to see is, in addition to giving you the elaborations, we've broken them down into the standards that you'd either see in Common Core, or if you're an IB school, the IB levels of abstraction. What that means is an understanding that we learn things through different levels of depth of understanding. So the earliest stages, both Common Core and IB agree on, is conceptual understanding, what IB calls constructing meaning about maths. That's understanding the why. Why are we doing this? Why is this important? Why is it happening? That moves towards transferring meaning to symbols, what Common Core talks about as procedural and fluency of skills. And then moving towards an application of those skills. What IB says is application with conceptual understanding. The idea that you know how to use those tools, those skills, when faced with a problem. Obviously, this moves from left to right in order of difficulty. And what you'll see is many of these outcomes actually, as they move through grade levels, shift from having more in the first two categories to having more in the last two categories or just the last one. What you'll see is this is grade 4, so obviously some of these areas are really moving towards application, while there's still a few areas, like for example when we look at measurement and data, that's starting to be introduced in grade 4. It's a very important tool for looking at differentiating within a standard as opposed to just moving ahead with standards. That isn't to say that I necessarily think one or the other is better, but it definitely does give you a greater level of complexity and understanding in order to make sure that students master these standards. Again, as usual, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to email us at theclinicalteacher.com, or you can contact us through our website, theclinicalclassroom.com, or through the Teachers Pay Teachers website, The Clinical Teacher. If you have any other tools that you're interested in seeing come to fruition, you have your own curriculum that you really wish I would build through this, send it to me. I'm happy to put it in the pipeline, especially if there's a lot of demand for it. We always love to try to make sure that you guys are taken care of, that as a teacher you can focus on spending your good time helping students grow, not just doing the administrative or the difficult tasks that really don't contribute as much to learning. So we want to make sure that it's there, that the foundations are there, but you really get to spend your time doing the things that really are worthwhile, which is spending time with kids. We hope you enjoy the tool. We hope you find it incredibly useful, and we look forward to hearing your feedback. Thanks again, and cheers.